So you're not proud of it, but you're like, you know what? I kind of need to make some money. So what can I do? Let's head over to YouTube and look up some videos on how I can make a quick buck or two, or how I can set up an online business on the side, or start a side hustle. And you come across videos like this one talking all about how you can sell Canva templates on Etsy, which sounds like a pretty cool idea. Or, you run into some other videos that talk about other types of digital products you can sell on Etsy. And you're like, you know what? That kind of sounds cool. I don't need to make a shirt. I don't need to make a mug. I don't need to do print on demand. I don't need to be an artist. I just need to make some kind of digital file that I can sell people and sell it on Etsy, and Etsy will do all the work for me. That sounds great. Sign me up. Where do I start? Well, this video is where you start. Basically, you're now looking up, hopefully if I did the SEO right on this video, you're looking up how to start an Etsy shop. And I know it can sound confusing, it can sound scary, but I promise you, it's really not that bad. And after you go through and after you watch this video, you're going to think, I wonder if I actually needed that video at all. But in case you do, I'm here to be able to help you out. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about obviously just that, how to start an Etsy shop. But it's going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to go through every single little thing. I'm actually going to skip through, and I'm going to assume, which may not be the best thing, but I'm going to assume that you can think for yourself a little bit. And I'm just going to hit the parts that you need to be able to hit. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to actually open up a brand new Etsy shop sitting here because I already have one and I don't need multiple of them. All right, so here we are starting on the Etsy website. Fun fact, you can't actually start a shop from here. You need to scroll down to the bottom and head down to sell on Etsy, or you need to go to etsy.com/sell, and that will basically get you to this page so you can go ahead and click get started. And sure, if you want to go learn about Etsy and learn about the things that you want to know about, like what are the fees, how much does it cost for me to list, what's the processing fee that I have here, how much are ads, and you want more information, go ahead and read about it. You can go through and do it. But at the end of the day, Etsy is a great place. It's a great search engine. You can do a lot of stuff on Etsy. So why not go ahead and sign up? Okay. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and register. I'm going to hide this part because you guys don't need to know my email. All right. So once you go ahead and actually sign in, you'll actually be set up with a page. And for some reason, it didn't feel like showing up here after I click that. But once I signed in, you can click on sell on Etsy, and it's going to take you to this little splash screen area where you can actually start setting up your shop like that. I just had to click on that button. So it's gonna be like, hey, welcome. We're so excited to be able to have you. We're gonna ask you some really lame questions to get started. Now, I didn't read any of the privacy policy or anything. You can do that if you want to, but I don't think anybody reads those in general. You can go through here and say, what brings you to Etsy? And, we'll help guide you to success. Basically, they're gonna go through and they're going to tailor make a lot of advice that's here that you get, a lot of tool tips and things on Etsy for this. You could skip it if you want to, or you can honestly answer if you want to actually answer things that are here. You can totally do that too. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that, and we'll click next. And then there's anything that I need really help with, not really, so we'll go ahead and skip that. And then we can start our shop. And now it's going to walk you through a process of a couple of things. Okay, now there's only a few very important things that I need to touch on here as you're setting up your shop, okay? It does help to read these. I kind of lied. It does help to read these just to know what you're getting yourself into. I'm not going to read all of them, but this is one of them. You can't change your language, okay? So if you come down here and you accidentally pick Japanese, okay, Nihongo, that's what that means. Fun fact, I speak a little bit of Japanese. You can't change that, okay? Make sure it's in whatever language that you're in. Also, same thing with your country and your currency that's there, okay? The currency isn't going to be like, will they see dollars if I'm in France or something? No, they're not going to see dollars. They'll see their local currency. But the whole idea here is what's your shop set up in. Okay, go ahead and do that. Then you're going to name your shop. Now, when you go through and name your shop, you can change it if you want to. So if you want to just run through this process and get everything set up, just name it whatever you want. But when you're naming a shop, I always recommend not putting your actual name in there, because then it becomes something that's hard for other people to brand. It's hard for other people to work with. Like, let's say you have a social media presence that's built with this brand, and this is Doug does crocheting, but all of a sudden it's not Doug on there crocheting, it's somebody else that's random. Why would you put Doug in there? So try to name your shop something that isn't exactly you that's here, okay? So you could put likes to paint for fun or something. Try to put in a bunch of names. So this is likes to paint for fun. I wouldn't name it that, but name it whatever you want. This is just me going through making an example. Nobody's actually going to do this. So actually, I kind of like Doug does, how do you spell crochet? Like that? Crochet, I think, maybe. Cool. If you don't intend to sell your business, whatever, you can put your name in it. But if you're thinking super long term, try to not put your name in anything. All right, so we'll put that in there. How fun, cool. So now you're going to create a listing. Now this is where things are a little bit different, okay? When you're making a listing for a digital product, which this should probably be its own video somewhere else, when you're making a digital product, what are you supposed to take pictures of, dude? You can't like grab your phone and take pictures of a PDF on your screen or something like that. What you need to do is you need to use mockups. And wouldn't you know it, on Etsy, this is a little inception here, but on Etsy, there is a digital product mockup bundle where it makes little screens for you that you use to be able to show and demonstrate your digital product, which is generally like a PDF or an ebook or Canva template, something similar to that. And so this is something that you can use. I haven't personally used this one, so I can't really vouch for it, but it's got 185 star reviews. Sounds cool. Star seller. I mean, all thumbs up to me. And so you can come in here and you will use these little things that basically show you, like, it's to display your digital product in a way that doesn't just make it look like a flat screen. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go grab some of those, and then you're going to come back in here, and after you export your PDF or however you make it, that's what you're going to be putting in here. So let's go ahead and pretend that you added some photos, and wouldn't you imagine that none of the files I have on this computer are big enough for me to go through and actually put in, because it wants photos that are at least 2000 pixels wide. Do you need that? No, you don't need to. But are a lot of devices high resolution nowadays? Yeah, they are, so it would probably help. I always try to fit in as many pictures as I can, so that way people can see it in a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different use cases, and that's basically, you don't want to leave anything on the table when it comes to listing your product. Okay, so then we're going to come down here. You can also record a video, record a quick screen share of what this looks like. It doesn't have any sound, so keep that in mind. You can't do a voiceover explaining things. You need to have text and stuff that pops up in the video itself. Now we're going to get into listing the digital product itself. Okay, and again, if you don't need to do this right now, you can just come in and just fill in all the whatever random stuff you want to get your shop up and made. I just figure I'd give you some like little pointers and things that are here as we're going through. So the title of the product is self-explanatory, but you want to use obvious keywords for whatever it is that you're working on. Okay, so like if let's say we want to do an Instagram story and highlights Canva template bundle for weight loss coaches. Okay, so I just named that with a bunch of keywords. It's relevant to a specific niche, which if you watched my other videos, you know that selling digital products and selling any product in general is all about being specific to a person in their niche and whatever it is that they're doing. Okay, like you don't want to just say Instagram story and highlight Canva template bundle, because then you got to compete with all these other instances and all these other shops, right? But if it's for weight loss specifically, then that's helpful. So once you've gone ahead and titled your listing, which honestly you probably want to go through and go look at other competitor listings and see what keywords they use. You could also use an external SEO tool to go try to figure out, you know, what kind of phrases should I be using. For a digital product, there's really just like one or two things that you need to actually look at. So obviously, like, you're the maker of this product. It's a finished product that's here, and then it is made recently. It's not made to order. Made to order means like you're customizing things. You don't need to put them customization at all. So the category is something that's interesting, okay? Because there are different sections that are in here for very specific types of digital products, but it's not a lot of like random digital, like very specific niche digital products. Like you probably can't put in, like weight loss templates. Okay, there isn't going to be like a specific section under templates for weight loss. Okay, they do have paper and party supplies, but this isn't paper and party supply. Okay, they have books, movies, and music, but this isn't that either. Okay, so you can add them in here manually, and like you can scroll down here and actually find the product that you have that you're looking for itself. So technically for digital products, you could just let your file it kind of wherever you want and let your keywords hopefully find it for you. But what a lot of people do is they go into like this graphic design area under design and templates and under stationery, and then they have these things like store graphics, logos, or letterhead designs, things like that. There's no, again, perfect specific spot for digital products currently, but what you can do is you can look at other products and see what category they're listed under. So for instance, if we were looking at these real estate templates for realtor marketing, real estate social media, real estate Instagram posts, realtor Canva templates, highlight covers, which is not a title written for humans, but it's stuffed with keywords, so whatever. This is a bestseller. You know, this shop's got 6,000 sales, probably mostly about template bundles and things like that. If you head down to the bottom of listings, you can actually see what category they're in. Okay, so this is all category: paper supplies, paper, stationery, design templates, and graphic design. And then they stop there. So You can file it kind of how you want, but this tends to be where people go ahead and set that up. So you're going to go ahead and pick your category that's there. Sweet. Shoppers will find them in all these sections. It's totally fine. Like paper and party supplies, weird again, right? But you're not going to rank for things that have to do with paper and party supplies. You're going to rank for stuff that's more down here in graphics. We're not going to pick a color because color isn't like what is the color of your ebook. They're specifically talking about like physical products or products where color matters because it's like a design or it's some kind of like a an aesthetic element that's there. So it doesn't really matter. Occasion doesn't matter. Holiday doesn't matter. None of that that's here. Okay, so renewal options just means like Etsy's going to list your product for a while. Can they automatically bill you until your listing sells? Yes, you can. Go ahead and do that automatically. It's 20 cents each time. That's not a big deal. That's like the only capital that you have to set up for Etsy minus whatever they take out for the transaction fee. Go ahead and click digital because that is the type of file. It's the only other thing that really, really matters in here is that you make sure that you click digital that's on there because it will be digital download and that's how people will get the product on Etsy. Then you'll go ahead, you'll write a description. Again, man, just go to different products and see what their descriptions look like. And you'll see that there's a lot that's in here that they write within the description, and they don't write things like that are just one thing within a description. They include things like, look at this. This shop actually does a pretty cool job. They have a quick testimonial that's at the front. And then at the end here, they're like, here's the outcome of whatever the product is that you're going to get. They add in a little bit more experience and they provide proof of who they are. So you start to trust them. And then they get into what you can do. You could change any text, add your own logo, edit on the go, make as many different versions as you want. And here's what you get. You get listings, market updates, monthly maintenance, interactive polls. All this stuff is what you get within this bundle that's here. And this is all written. They even explain like what you need and how it works, like how to download it. You see here, like check it out. You're going to go through, you're going to click on download files, get the PDF, follow the instructions in the PDF, which we'll talk about in a second. And then you get your product. And so that all goes here in the description. You'll see that they made these. You might be wondering, well, like, where's my how it works section? No, there is no how it works section. Okay. That's just what they've written here. That's in the description. Okay. So go ahead, write your description out in terms of what you have. I'm going to just put some things in there so that way we can continue on with the video. There's no production partner. This is like who makes something with you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what section that it goes into. And then you have tags. Okay, tags, again, very important to be able to have. You want to tag your product with things, with terms that people might search to find your product. Okay, is it for Instagram? Is it for Pinterest? What social media platform is it? Okay, what is the template type? Is it a highlight? Is it a story? Is it a reel cover? What is that for? What is the industry? All right, how many things do they get of it? Like, what are all the different phrases people can use? That's what you want to be able to put into your tags. Then you go ahead and price it. Look at whatever your competitors are pricing. I mean, that real estate bundle that was here, I think it was like $20. Okay, $18, and they listed as 70% off, which is interesting. Okay, that's fine. So this one's $18. Let's, you can go through, undercut them a little bit, so that way you can try to get some momentum going on your bundle or on your digital product, whatever it is that you're selling on Etsy. Whatever digital file. Try to price it in two ways. The first way that you try to price it is you go ahead and price it low. So that way you can get lots of people in there, lots of people buying, get reviews, and then raise the price afterwards. And yeah, your margins will be cut a little bit. You'll have to, you won't make as much as you want to. But once you get the reviews and once you get the proof, the social proof that you need to sell, then you can go ahead and raise your price. All right, but always look at the competition, see what they're doing. All right, so once you've settled on your price, you kind of leave everything how it is. You don't need to skew or anything. Scroll on down to the digital file, okay? And this is only going to show up if you pick digital that's here, okay? And so buyers can download those files as soon as they make their purchase. Now this is not going to be the actual file if you're doing something like a Canva template, for instance, okay? If it's a actual PDF that they will take and they will use, that's fine, upload the PDF. But if you are linking to something else, for instance, like a Google Docs spreadsheet that you've created that they basically get access to, or a Canva template in which you're linking to, then this is not the actual file. What they're going to be getting is like an instructional file when they buy something, okay? And that's what's going to be here. You could see again on this example that we found, it's going to say open the downloaded PDF file and follow the instructional guides to open and edit the templates within a few clicks. And that's because you cannot actually put a template, a Canva template, for instance, in here. All you can provide is a PDF, but the PDF has to go to the link, and that link has to go to Canva, because if you sell on Canva, you have to link back to Canva, which is covered in one of my other videos. But you go ahead, upload the digital file that you have, that's right there, and then you just have to double check some stuff about returns and exchanges. There's really nothing you have to do. You're going to go ahead and click save and continue to go on. I actually have to sit here and upload a file. So now that a file is uploaded, it will actually let me continue forward. So now that we're here, they're going to be like, great, this is really cool, looks good. All right, do you want to do any more? No, it's like I don't really want to do any more, so I'll continue this stuff that's later. And now it's going to ask you some other questions, like how are you going to get paid? How are you going to go ahead and get billed, and some other stuff that's on here. So for you got to figure this part out. Okay, like I said, I can't go through everything, but are you an individual, which means do you have no business set up? Are you just a person trying to sell things on Etsy? Potentially. This is basically just so Etsy can figure out who you are and figure out how to tax you, or how you will be setting up your taxes, so they know what documents to deliver to you. They won't actually be taxing you. If you're an individual, that's great. Most people are. You go ahead and click that. You put where you are, where you're from, who you are, where you live, and they actually ask you to validate who you are in a couple of different ways. Now, if you're a business, it's a little bit different. They'll ask you for your business address, and then they're going to ask you about like where you are, what is the actual name of your business, and then what's your EIN and some other information that's here for the business. Then they ask for a primary shop owner. Okay, and the primary shop owner is very important because they connect each shop to a person, to a primary owner that's there. And so you cannot be like, oh, I just want to remove my name from everything. They still have to validate who has this actual shop. Now, I cannot go through and actually do this because I already have a shop and I already have everything that's attached to me, and I don't feel like opening another one and dealing with that and closing everything down. But after this, after you actually go through and set up all this stuff that's here, and you connect a bank and you talk about how you're going to get paid, then they do the same thing and they ask you about billing, and then they wonder how they're going to bill you for the couple of cents for listing the fee, and then whatever comes out of the transaction that's there. So that's it. That's all you need to do to be able to start and open an Etsy shop. It's actually really easy to get your shop set up and going. You don't even need to fill out all the stuff that I did. All they really need to know is like who you are and how they're going to bill you and how they're going to pay you, and you can fill in the rest of the stuff later. So at the end of the day, this shouldn't be something that stops you from getting started on Etsy. Now, if you're having problems with like picking your product, or you don't know how to do a Canva template, or you don't know what kind of Canva templates you're actually going to sell, well, I have other videos you can go check out. I'll link them down in the description below, and I have a lot more coming about starting off an online business with digital products. So if this video helped, then feel free to go watch other videos or comment down below, like, subscribe, do all the usual stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one.